afternoon. I'm Ben DeVoe with the Green Bay Sports Network. I'm joined here at the 5th episode of the Wave Report. I'm with the middle school head coaches, Mr. Del Guercio, who coached basketball, Mr. Costa, who coached wrestling, and Mr. Carr, who coached hockey. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
So, congratulations, you guys all won world championships for your respective sports. As the final moments approached, was there anything that you guys were thinking? What was it feeling like? Start with you, Mr. Carr.
Well, as the final moments of our game approached, MKA scored, so I was getting a little nervous. We were leading 3-1 pretty much all the way through the third period, and then they scored a late goal, and so I did get a little nervous and tried to encourage the guys to keep playing hard right to the last whistle, and they did, and it was great.
That's great. What about you, Mr. Costa?
So it's a little different with wrestling. There's kind of separate matches going on. So I kind of had an idea of how my more experienced guys were going to end up finishing. And so I expected that. I told them that I was expecting them to win their specific bracket. I think the more the unknowns was the guys that are inexperienced and how well they were doing or how well they would finish. I thought those guys in particular wrestled hard and tough. At least during the beginning of the tournament. So by the end, it just ended up being the final matches with my guys that I felt like were all year performing well. So I had all the confidence at that point towards the end. So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for us, just a sense of pride that we never gave up. We were down early in the game and kept playing hard, kind of like our season. Started off a little bit down, but the boys kept battling, kept working, and in the end, just a sense of pride that we were able to bring home the championship.
Of course, thank you guys. So, Coach Del Guercio, you guys won the game, but after that first quarter, you guys were down 13-2 to Rockaway Borough. That second quarter, however, was a different story. You guys only got up 3 points and cut the deficit down to a small margin, and you also swung the momentum going into halftime. Was there anything you said going into that second quarter after a rough first?
Yeah, the message was basically just don't give up, right? And one possession at a time in basketball, you can look up at the scoreboard and see you're down by double digits, and that can get kind of daunting. But to our guys, it was just one bucket and one defensive stop at a time. We yelled at all the time throughout the game, one possession, one stop at a time. And they really took that advice. We made a little defensive adjustment in the second quarter and went on a little run. And then I think put a little bit of pressure back on Rockaway, who was the top seed at halftime.
And congratulations. Mr. Costa, Bobby Checchio, a guy who never wrestled going into middle school. He finished his middle school career undefeated at 12-0. What was it like developing a guy like him?
I was really excited when Bobby came on board. He had the physical tool sets that I saw. He's competed in national youth tournaments for weightlifting, so I knew that he had the strength. But wrestling is really the key thing is the technique, so that was my job to help him develop those skills and put him in the proper situations so that he could succeed. But he started really well off the top of the bat last year as a 7th grader. Unfortunately, that came to an end because he had a back injury. So he won his first 3 matches. Sort of narrow victory at that point because, again, he just started. But, again, he really hard worker. I don't think he ever missed a practice, so he just kept developing over time. And then so I was really looking forward to this year, having 1 year, half a year under his belt to see what he could do, and he didn't miss a beat. Every single match this year, he won by pin. I even challenged him by bringing a guy or pairing him up with a guy that was 190 pounds.
Oh, wow.
At Rutgers Prep, and Bobby's 160. And I just wanted to give him a little taste of, a little competition because he was wrecking everyone prior to that, and he ended up pinning him in 30 seconds. So every guy, every challenge I put in Bobby's way, he's passed with flying colors, and he was one of my wrestlers that ended up winning his bracket, the 150 plus pound bracket in the middle school championship. So very proud of him, and I don't think I'm ever going to get somebody like that again. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but that he's going to be a special, kid that, is maybe once in a lifetime. But I think better than his talent or his hard work is that he, great character, great integrity. He was a great leader for our guys. So I'm definitely gonna miss them for next year. But it was a joy to have them a part of the past 2 years. So yeah.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Mr. Carr, your group only had 9 players the entire season. Ergo, one game, you guys only had 5 players and a goalie. You guys still got the big game and you won it. What was it like?
Yeah, that game with 5 was a special day. But I keep telling, what I would tell the boys every day is that they were a special group. This was a special group of guys. They all came together. They played as a team, and I told them every day how proud I was of them for doing a really hard thing, because playing hockey with no chance to change lines and very limited breaks is not the normal way the game's played.
No.
And they were doing something incredibly challenging, and they all rose to the challenge. They all stepped up. They all played from beginning to end. Never missed a shift. Never took one off, and just competed until the very last whistle of the last game of the season. And again, Mr. Costa said it's rare to get a player or somebody that you get to coach, and I feel very blessed to get to have worked with these guys, particularly the 8th graders that I'll miss next year. And terrific group of guys.
Is there anything you guys want to leave the viewers with?
I think from the perspective of our team, I think Sychista Vereshchik, never giving up, and when you're cut down, fighting back stronger and growing back stronger. We started 3-6, had a couple of early season losses that could have gone away but did not, and kids could have hung their heads, could have really folded it in and just had a mediocre season in the end. But they kept battling. They came to practice every day and kept working hard, and we finished winning 6 out of our last 7 games and winning back-to-back Greater Morris County Championships. So really proud of the boys for that.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
This is my only second year coaching. It's actually the second year the middle school program actually has been established for Delbarton. There was a program, I believe, 10 or 15 years ago, but it wasn't until recently we started, and I took the position for that. I thought this year that the team was definitely more unified, and the camaraderie was definitely more evident this time around, which is even better than, again, performance is great, how the guys do on the map, but seeing how they come together and that there's a different gap of, I had guys that coming in like John Kinney or Marco Priori or John Motter, who had 5-7 years of experience prior to even entering the middle school, and then I had guys like Lucas Lacey, Dean Erskine, and Eli Lazanti, who never wrestled before, and how that dynamic was going to work, where the advanced guy's going to get bored and was going to move too far fast for the guys that never wrestled before, but they were actually worked really well with each other. The older guys or more experienced guys were able to help the younger guys with their foundation, and I think that's brought them together. So I think it was just a good crew that I had, and so hopefully that kind of team dynamic is something I can model, going forward, and hopefully now that we're going to enter in the 3rd year, that it'll just build that momentum going forward. So, but this group was, like Mr. Carr was saying, I thought my group was also special in that regard. So yeah,
it's great. Mr. Carr.
This is my 19th season coaching middle school hockey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've been doing it since I started here at school, and every year we get a wide variety of players, from guys that just want to try it out to hang out with their friends to high-level travel players who eventually go on to play varsity. So that's my closing statement is, love to have you next year. We need people to come out. So if you're a middle schooler or somebody entering the school and is wanting to give hockey a try, we'd love to have you.
It's great. Thank you guys so much. This has been the 5th ever episode of The Wave Report, and we'll see you next time.